That younger woman, even though she's 22 or whatever, she's using that man for something else.
So is that weird for a 20-year-old girl to go with a 40-year-old guy?
So when you think like you're gonna use a guy for his money, what if he has endless money? He's definitely using you.
So who disagrees that the woman's value is the highest when she's younger? If you disagree with that, then it's not gonna make any sense.
I don't think your value changes based off your age.
Sexual value, like in a man's eyes.
For a man, not in your eyes.
Yeah, like I would say
just
that
because I'm older doesn't mean I had more sex.
Okay, now let's take it from a man's perspective. Okay, men, if we don't have kids, we want a woman that can bear children. So
Now you can have children until you're damn near 60.
Right.
So
you can, but it's risky.
Yeah, that's
let
very
me
rare.
explain.
a lot of people have children older now. Like
maybe she
40
needs
to 50,
understand
you
this
can
part real
have
quick.
children.
Talking about celebrities, but that doesn't apply for ordinary people.
So we're not speaking about like, oh, we all have value, like value in your mother's eyes, your father's eyes, your friends and your family. God values us equally, stuff like that. We're speaking about sexual value. So like in the sexual dating marketplace, like Bridget, you said you're 32?
32.
You at 32 years old versus
in the
you
red.
at 22 years old. The men that you would be able to get at 22 years old would be like, the pool would be bigger because older guys want younger girls and younger guys want younger girls too.
I mean, this is general knowledge, man. I don't know why they always act dumb. It has been happening for centuries. Younger women bear healthy children, still firm. I mean, this is just common sense. It's not something that people need to fight about. It's just common sense.
Well, if they're that old and they still want younger girls, there's also a problem.
We're talking about legal, like 21 and up.
It's
We're not
still a
talking
problem.
What's the problem with that?
It's
though?
still weird.
Wait, how is
I
that
mean,
weird?
some people
She's
will.
21.
It's weird. If I'm a 70-year-old man
Wait,
and
wait,
I'm with
wait.
somebody
So-
and I'm
70.
with a 22-year-old, obviously. The
Are you
22-year-old
speaking
girl,
like you giving
the
Anna
woman,
Nicole Smith
the
numbers? You're not
22
saying
the
Anna Nicole
22
Smith with that OD.
Okay,
Yeah,
even-
we're not saying, but
Well, but you're saying old men want younger women, which yes, probably true. But
Okay.
that I guarantee you that younger woman, even though she's 22 or whatever, she's using that man for something else.
So
Aren't we all using each other for something?
It's not because she wants a relationship with him. She wants the money. She wants the trips. She wants the.
Yeah, so I'll give you that. I would say that all people can use people. They can have nefarious, ways, and they can use people for, to take advantage of them. Like we can do that
You know
now.
what I'm
and-
saying?
yeah.
If I have that kind of money, I won't mind you using me. What's a couple $1,000 gonna do to me? You know what I'm saying? I make that every other minute. So when you think like you're gonna use a guy for his money, what if he has endless money? He's definitely using you. Whichever case, the older guy always wins. See, he has unlimited money and you got limited youth.
Same age relationship.
And if
but I'm saying that in regards to the age gap, you're saying that, well, a man that's older dating a younger girl, something that's weird. Why do you think it's like, what age would be weird? Let's say if he's 40 dating a 20-year-old, would that be weird?
It's pushing it.
Pushing it.
100%. Because you at 40 and you at 20, like, is a completely different version of yourself. And why are you of someone 40 years old with hopefully some maturity being with somebody that's 20 that has no aspect, like you're in a completely
so why
different
is
life.
a 20-year-old female going for a 40-year-old guy?
Because
Yeah,
of
is
what
that
he
weird?
can
Is that
provide.
weird?
Because they provide
So
certain
is
things.
that weird for a 20-year-old girl to go with a 40-year-old guy?
Yeah, it is weird. You got some weird daddy issues,
So
for
it's
sure.
weird on both ends. The girl is
100%.
weird and the
They're
guy.
both using each
100%.
other.
Who agrees with her? Show of hands.
I don't really know. I'm perplexed. I'm a
Okay.
little perplexed.
All right, so yeah, a few
But
of y'all
remember,
think is weird.
They're consenting adults.
Yes, but they're consenting to get something else out of that man.
Well,
gap,
everybody's
like,
using
that's
everybody
two
for
totally
something.
She's getting something out of that man, and he is getting something out of that girl. You know what I'm saying? I mean, most men would die to get someone younger because it's very hard to do that. It is easier to get a man than it is for an older guy to get a younger girl. If you're an older guy who's able to get a younger girl, you must be doing something right. You know what I'm saying?
Men use women for something, women use men for
If you're
whatever.
trying to be in an actual, genuine, true relationship where you actually want to build a life with somebody,
Yeah.
you're not using them for that because you want to be a partnership and you want to build something together. That's not using that's different.
So let me ask you a
Partnership.
question. Do you think in every scenario that if a 40-year-old man gets with a 20-year-old woman, in every scenario, that it would be weird. Like they'll be using each other.
My personal opinion, yes, I will always feel like it's weird.
What if
But
you
do
want-
I know what they're genuine, like what they're actually like trying to build out of that relationship? Their
So
genuine,
let's say
genuinity,
hypothetically,
no.
it is genuine. None of them have any ulterior motives. This 20-year-old woman actually loves this 40-year-old guy. The 40-year-old guy loves the 20-year-old woman. Let's say that you know that is genuine. Even with you knowing that is genuine, would you still look at it weird?
Yes, because personally, I wouldn't do it. But that's like my own personal opinion.
What if
Okay,
it's
so
20-year-old?
then that means
A man is in his primes throughout his 30s until maybe around 45 years old. So that guy who is 40 years old is in his prime. He still looks good and he has managed to get a lot of stuff in order, like his finances and everything, something that he wasn't able to do when he was 18. So we are working on two different paths with women, because an 18-year-old guy and an 18-year-old woman, they are two different people. She is in her prime and he is nothing to an 18-year-old girl. So when they start talking about all this weird stuff like an older guy can't date a younger woman, it's just their emotions speaking. Like they know they're getting older and those younger girls, they are a competition to them. So they won't like that situation. The guy has already missed out on a lot of stuff. When his 18-year-old counterpart was already having a blast, getting on yachts, doing this and that. He was nothing. He was grinding. He was working his ass off. Now he's starting to get it. Everything is starting to line up. They are telling him that he can't go back and get that one. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of unfair if you try to think of it, but that's just feminism for you. Blinding people, making them think that it is weird. It is not fucking weird.
you think that it's immoral.
It's weird. Why are you as a 40-year-old looking at someone that's 20 that's like probably the same age as your daughter?
Maggie, you was going to say
What if
something?
the 20-year-old is unusually mature?
Are they though?
You women always say that you guys mature faster than guys. So
But to a certain
is true.
extent.
Actually, the frontal lobe does.
Yeah, I was just.
The frontal lobe does develop first for females, and it takes men like almost till they're like 30 or something.
With that being said,
It is literally unfair for you as a guy who start to get in his prime. Maybe you are 28, 32, 35, and you get to settle with a lady who is your age. And I say you're 35 and maybe you get a girl who's 32 or even 28. That's unfair because this other counterpart of yours was getting her blast when she was 18 and now she's 35. She's about to hit the wall. You were just getting in your prime. You wasn't getting anything when you was young. You was grinding and getting your things together. So now when you start to get your things together, then they tell you that you need to get this other guy who's already tired of playing. So that's why sometimes you find out that guys will end up having side pieces, girlfriends or mistresses, small houses, whatever you want to call it, because now they are tied to this person and they were starting to get their thing together. Maybe they wanted to play a little bit in the field, also building a legacy at the same time.
Frontal lobe isn't fully developed at 25. The frontal lobe is actually, when it comes to maturity, it actually develops a lot sooner in people. And also it has nothing to do with how mature you are. Because if that's the case, then we would have laws based off of this. Like if it's scientifically true, which is actually scientifically not true, we would base laws around this, like for abortion, like for marriage, like for owning a gun, like for drinking, for driving, for voting. We would base a lot of laws based off of this scientific fact. So it's not a fact at all. So that was just like some psychologists, some feminist psychologists talking about some stuff so they can get their way. But anyways, back to the conversation at hand. So let me ask you a question then, Bridget.
Go for it.
You think that is weird if the 20-year-old woman is dating the 40-year-old man? Did you ever think that maybe attraction isn't symmetrical? Like, meaning what men look for from women is different than what women look for from men.
I think everyone looks at attraction differently. Like everyone,
But
it's
from
different.
from
Every
a
person.
biological standpoint, let me give you an example, right? So men, we tend to look for, like, one of the attraction is based off of reproduction for the man. Attraction is based off of survival value for the woman, and I'll explain. So the reason why men look for youth and beauty is because it's for reproduction value. It signifies, well, the probability is higher that she can give me more babies, healthy babies, and she's more fertile, right? So this is why we're attracted to the smaller waist and the wider hips. is actually was a study was done, and it showed that the waist hip ratio of a woman that gives that can give a successful and healthy birth is the same waist to hip ratio that most men was asked. Like they were asked, like, hey, so what's the waist? I think it's like, I won't bring it up right.
0.37.
You've seen this study
0.37.
before. Yeah. It was like 0.37 something. But the waist to hip ratio that men are like physically attracted to aligns up perfectly with the same waist to hip ratio for the woman that can give a successful, healthy birth.
Childbearing hips.
Childbearing hips. So I say all of this to
I
say
didn't
that
know.
for the man, from a biological standpoint, our attraction triggers is rooted into reproduction. And it just so happens to be that when the woman is younger, that is when she's at her peak of reproduction value. So that's what I'm saying.
Plus, her eggs are healthier. So think about it like this, right? You got this water bottle, right? And this water bottle is full of your eggs, right? And ovulation. So every month, your body will distribute a certain amount of eggs, and it'll take one egg for it to be fertilized.
So look, when you
Ovulation.
when you this old, use this bottle.
So listen. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So again, you gotta. This is your bottle, right? And it's full of your eggs. The younger you are, the more eggs you have. So every month, the bottle will distribute out eggs, and it'll choose one egg to be fertilized, ovulation, right? And every year, you know what I mean, the bottle gets less and less of eggs. Now, the eggs on the very bottom are the old eggs, and those eggs aren't as healthy as the eggs on the top. So that's why when guys choose women for younger, is because you can still have eggs, you can still have a kid when the eggs are down here, but the chances of the baby being healthy is very low. So when guys that don't have kids, when we choose younger women, is because we want the lady with the most eggs, because
And they will not want to acknowledge that because that will go against what makes them feel okay inside.
eggs on the top are the healthiest compared to the eggs.
Look, and I'll give you a quick
on the
example.
bottom.
Look, here's a real quick example. Chick, when she's 20 years old, here's her eggs. Let's just say the bottle is full. When she's 35 years old, here's her eggs. And guess what? The 35-year-old has less eggs and is like this.
Oh man.
Old rotten eggs. It's been spit and it barely work. So get married young and have babies young. And Dan, get me a new order. All right. They like, Cooley, shut up. So what? Real quick, Bridget. Well, does that make sense? Like, is it, if it's a ick, if the man is attracted to younger women, no matter what age, we would have to say that it's the biology, the way God created us, or if you're atheist, the way evolution happened, whatever you believe in, it would have to say that, well, something is wrong with the man's attraction triggers. Do you think that then?
I mean, there's a lot wrong with men in general.
Okay, well,
You
now
wanna
let's
get
flip it
into
then.
that.
Let's flip it then, real quick,
But-
before we move this topic. Go ahead.
One thing is, though, you guys kept saying like, "Oh yeah, you're choosing your women based off of their like eggs." No, you're not. You're not going and
Beauty.
looking around.
You gotta look good.
Maybe subconsciously, maybe you're
Yeah, it's
inside
subconscious.
physically.
Yeah.
But you guys aren't actually. Men are not just going around and be like, that girl's got some good eggs. You know what I mean?
Now she's acting dumb.
It's human nature. It's
Everyone,
what's built into
everyone
the
of
man.
course, is going to, I think, always think that younger people are attractive.
Yeah, they
Always,
are.
because obviously that's your prime. You're, my 20s, my 30s. You, of course, are your best looking, your best performing.
Yeah.
You're feeling your best overall. So, of course, why would you not be attracted to that? Yes.
And if you-
but you should have morals as men and as women
There we go. So
where you do not look at women under a certain age or at that point, because it's just morally,
okay, so you
It's
think
not
it's
okay.
immoral. So before
Yeah.
I
Is it
debunk the
legal?
immoral part,
we talked about that a little
let's
bit.
get to
earlier.
this part. Because it's funny, because all of you women have on makeup. The makeup is to cover up wrinkles, to cover up blemishes, to make you look younger. So why are you doing this? You're doing this is because you know that younger is more beautiful, like you said. right?
Subconsciously.
And so you're always trying to present yourself in the most youthful way, I would say. So with that being said, these biological attraction triggers that men have, well, it can't be immoral if you're actually trying to look young to the guys that you're dating. Like, you're 40 years old, but you're actually putting on makeup trying to look young.
look
Well,
21.
if you think that it's weird, why don't you not put on makeup, and why would you try to look young? Just actually try to look your age. But the thing is, it can't
Damn,
be weird
that brother is cooking, man.
because you're not trying to look your age. You're all trying to look younger.
That
It
part,
doesn't mean
natural beauty.
But to look younger.
to look beautiful always correlates with younger.
Kids don't have wrinkles. Kids don't have blemishes.
I don't know. Some women embrace their wrinkles.
Yeah, because they have no choice.
There we go.
There.
But yeah,
Some.
you're speaking about some, but
give
every
that.
woman on here either has makeup or some type of what is it called? Eyeliner. You got eyeliner. Mascara. You got something. You got lip stuff. You got lips. You know, the stuff around your lips. You got something to express, to enhance the beauty, but it's to make you look younger. So my point is, if it's so weird that a man is attracted to younger women, why are you ladies actually trying to look younger?
I sunbathe and that gives you wrinkles.
All right. Here's the other biological part. Here's
Let's ignore
I
that one.
spoke about the man's
They were all quiet.
biological
They
attraction
were all
triggers,
quiet to that point.
and you just so happen to think that is immoral and weird. Now let's speak about the woman's biological attraction triggers, right? So women, it
Let's-
just so happens to be that you're hypergamous, and this is rooted into your biology. You want a man that's taller.
Yeah.
You want a man that's stronger. You want a man that makes more money. And literally, while I'm going through this, please correct me if I'm wrong. Don't just let me speak. You can cut me off right here, okay? Any ladies. So you want a man that's taller, stronger, preferably makes more money than you. Or if not making more money, at least the same, right? You also want a man that's competent. I would say even more competent. And competency is the ability to accomplish and complete tasks. So that's what that means. And you definitely want a man to have that ambition and drive to do that. So essentially, you don't even want your equal. You're looking for your
Superior.
Not only that, now let's speak about the scientific biological things when it comes to women.
You're not wrong.
Women, you can only bring a kid full term once per year. With that being said, you're looking for quality. You're not looking for quantity, right? So you're looking for quality in a man. The other thing is you're attracted to the T shape. So we're attracted to the Coke bottle, but you're attracted to broader shoulders, bigger chest, and nice arms. That's what you're attracted to, right? And would it be weird that you're attracted? It's like me saying, well, you're weird for liking someone that's taller than you, that makes more money, that has broader shoulders than you. Like, why do you want that?
It's immoral.
It's immoral, right? But guess what? We're attracted to less wrinkles and for you to give us babies.
Yeah, why don't you get attracted to someone that's look like you, literally? You know what I'm saying? Because that's like a quality that you claim to want. I mean, you should want that. I mean, that would be unfair. Like, you take all the taller guys. That should be for taller women. You know what I'm saying? So you should go with someone that is almost like you.
But we're not even like thinking about the babies. It's like, if we compare, let's say if you're 20, right? And you're 32. Let's say if you are equally attractive, you actually both look the same, right?
You know what? That's no.
It's a hypothetical,
hypothetically. I know you, mixed and she's white. I don't know, but just hypothetically speaking, let's say both of you are equal in attractiveness. And me and E says, yeah, they're both equal in attractiveness. But she's 20. We would all choose the 20-year-old. Now, it is different if you're more beautiful than the 20-year-old and you're at your age, and it's like, well, it's hard competition. We may have to choose you. And it depends on, well, if the man, how many kids does the man want? Because if he only wants one kid and you're more beautiful, I'll take you. But if he wants a whole family,
Want five.
right? He'll actually take the woman that's not as beautiful because she can give him more children.
And it's less
And
risky.
not only that, men are attracted to inexperience. At 32 years old, you've been on trips. I'm sure you did things. You had guys. Let's just say 20. And let's not say 20-year-olds can't be whores. But
Let me go in on that one. I mean, they always talk about you should get someone who is more mature, someone who's been around in this experience and knows this and that. But that is false. No dude wants that. I mean, tell me who wants to take someone somewhere and be like thinking they're gonna surprise them, and all they hear is, "Nah, I know that place. I've been there. nothing fun, nothing surprising. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really impress someone who has experience. I mean, when you talk about guys liking, women, you know what I'm saying? So what you rather want is someone that you can impress sometimes. Not someone who's been there, who already experienced everything, if you know what I'm saying.
Hypothetically, the probability, generally speaking, will be a lot lower for the 20-year-old to have less bodies than the 32-year-old. From a probability standpoint, we know that it's possible that the 20-year-old could be a whore, but probabilities, the 20-year-old has a less body count and she done less things and been on less trips.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
we're attracted to inexperience. So like when you think about this, I got no rejection so far. Do anyone reject to any of this stuff?
I do.
I just want to say one
Trish.
little thing.
Let's see what Trish got
Yeah,
to say.
Trish.
Yeah, Trish.
All right, so first of all,
Yeah,
as far as
Trish.
age goes, girls these days are starting a whole lot younger than when I was in school.
Okay.
Like even when I was in school, the numbers were going up. There were like 50 pregnant girls. But now, like, they're getting pregnant a whole lot younger, and they have a lot more experience than us older girls, the ones in their like mid 30s, because
That's
we
just a
weren't
Western
doing that
problem.
at that point in time. Like it's just different.
Yeah, so
times.
you can see that, with like, you got dating apps, you got Instagram is the biggest dating app, you got social media. So you can it can seem like a lot of women are a lot more promiscuous. I would say that even in biblical days there were whores. So it's not to say that women are more promiscuous now, and it could be they are a little bit more promiscuous. Maybe the younger ones, they are a little bit more promiscuous than the older generation. That still doesn't take away the time, right? If we poll a group of 20-year-old women and ask them their body count, just let's say on a collective standpoint in the United States, it would be under double digits. If we poll collectively 32-year-old women, it's gonna be over double digits. That's what we're saying, because you have more time on this planet to acquire more
That's
penises.
baggage.
It's like,
All that
You gotta
baggage
think about
that
it
you've
from a
been
man's
through.
perspective.
So many exes.
Man,
You've been dating for a while. You've been heartbroken a couple of times and maybe more. You know what I'm saying? So your view on dating and all that stuff is already tainted, the way you view things. So you get in a relationship with someone like that with so much experience. She's always looking over his shoulder, and you are going to be punished for the mistakes that some other guy did. You have no idea about. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing sweet about like you guys are so insecure for wanting younger because you can't handle an older lady who knows what she wants. What the fuck you know about what you want from another guy? I mean, someone is already imprinted on her, and for you to actually erase all that, it's almost impossible. It's gonna take a miracle for you to do that. So nobody wants that type of stuff. It's time we deal with that argument once and for all. It's not about insecurity. It's about probabilities. The probabilities that you're already damaged by 32 and you're so traumatized that you can't pay a bond. No guy will want that.
We're very territorial. We ideally would like to be the only guy you experience every wonderful moment that you experience in life. And we know that, okay, not saying that a woman in her 30s is not going to be a good woman, but we know the older the woman gets, the more experience she has, so it's going to be harder to impress her or make her happy because she's going to be constantly comparing
Look, all the
to
jokes-
past
You're gonna be
dudes she
compared
had
to
in the-
so
you
many
know.
things.
these corny jokes work on the young chicks. The older chicks, they
That's a different story, though.
That's like Chinese to
You know what I
these
mean? The young
chicks.
chicks will love the corny jokes, but y'all done heard it a million times. I'm like,
I already know this shit.
You know what I'm saying? So, but for both parties though, not just women, for men also, because if both men and women just had one person that they dated their entire life, they would not crave for other people. There would be way less cheating because, like Cooley said earlier, you can't miss what you never had. You know.
It doesn't work for the guys though. I want to correct this dude. The less bodies that a woman has, the less likely she is to cheat because she can't really compare with anybody. But for the guy though, he needs to know what he's doing. He needs to go out there and experience and to know exactly what he really wants. That's where it works, not the other way. You know what I'm saying? He needs to know what he really wants. I mean, he needs to know who is a whore. He needs to know who is the bad girl. He needs to know that. That's why you see the players, they're always having this nice little submissive chicks that they date, that they even get married to, and always the quieter guys, the guys who didn't really do much, they always end up with hoes. Ladies who were known all around the neighborhood, if you know what I'm saying. Look around, you know these stories. They're always happening. Guys who go to church, they're getting married to, hoes and single mothers that, you know what I'm saying? But all the players, they're always ending up with some good girl. You know what I mean?
I'm saying if I had an iPhone all my life, I'm not gonna think that, oh man, there must be better phones out there. Because the iPhone does everything I can. I'm not gonna want to know what an Android is like, what a Samsung is like. You know what I'm saying? So ideally, for both parties, men and women, it would be amazing, and we would have longer lasting relationships with less cheating if everyone stayed faithful to one person.
Yeah, dudes is definitely, our biology is different though. Like we could have one chick, we still gonna want other girls.
Right.
Because our biology is rooted in quantity. Your biology is rooted in quality. So think about it. Since it's rooted in quality, if you get something of quality and it happens to, like a breakup happens, you're gonna be searching and yawning for that same dopamine hit again that Tyrone was giving you. Busting it down with the 10-inch. You're not really gonna want nothing else other than that. You know what I'm saying? Or Byron, that's taking you to trips, flying you out. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's move on. We've been on.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about that even more. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about what we call an alpha widow. If you go out there and start dating some girl who is an alpha widow, you are literally doomed. You know what I'm saying? What it means to be an alpha widow is you have dated some guy who is so good that it's almost difficult for any guy to surpass that. And you find that the girl that you with always mentioning the other guy. You can't really stop talking about the other guy. You are always being compared to that same dude, even though that guy is so gone for a long time. You know what I'm saying? That's being an alpha widow. That's you dating an alpha widow, and you always fall into second place. You will never replace that dude. So, high probabilities for all the women to have an alpha that has widowed him. Hey, not saying that dude is dead, but no one can really surpass that guy.